Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Nanoleaf, and I'm going to talk specifically about the, let's go with the Shapes limited edition.
Okay.
These are ultra black hexagons.
Ooh.
So Nanoleaf is a company that does basically, you've seen them on Twitch streamers, YouTube channels, a lot of vloggers, content creators have these unique, cute, cool, whatever designs sitting on the wall. A lot of times they started out as, squares, and then you've also seen circles and triangles. These are hexagons.
Yeah.
But these are limited edition ultra black. And so I was sent the starter kit, which is basically 9 panels.
Yeah.
And these are just like what you would find with any Nanoleaf thing. You can pick and choose exactly how you want to lay it out.
Yeah.
If you want to have this, in a particular, if you just want to do a straight line, if you want to do a giant X, if you want to, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, if you stagger up and down, however you want to put it.
Yeah, each panel has a variety of, you basically figure out what sides you want to connect to the other sides.
Yeah.
And they have a unique way of doing that. So I've had the original, it's a couple of years old, just the squares. I think it's called the canvas. And the way they work is you kind of put these connectors that kind of slide in this groove to connect them. And then that kind of sends the power from one to the other.
Yeah.
And this one is a little bit different. You kind of snap the connector into the back, which is kind of nice. It's you almost kind of like put it against the wall and then snap it down onto it.
Nice.
And the connection is different now. In the past, you kind of had this like 2-sided sticky tape that you would apply directly to the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have this kind of, and they probably have this fancy name for it. You put your 2-sided sticky tape on the wall, but you also have this kind of like center kind of piece that you can, in theory, rotate.
Uh-huh.
But when you put it on there, you can actually pop the panel on and off this central piece. So the adhesive is just in the center.
Okay.
Push it on, you'll feel it. It's really secure, especially the sum of their parts. They're all secure and kind of holding each other.
Right.
They're light. They don't weigh anything. They don't pull, off the wall. But the way that they have changed that, I was impressed with it because I thought, this is actually much easier to pop a panel off if I need to.
Sure.
If I want to change the way it's laid out, I can just have some different adhesive and kind of replace that one central piece instead of kind of doing like 3 around the edge.
Right.
These are ultra black, which is different than the canvas that I have or that we have here, which are
right. Yeah.
white.
So that was the biggest thing I noticed is most of these lights that you see have like it just looks like when the lights are off, it's just a white kind of panel.
Yeah.
But these are just black.
It's weird, right? It's like they're almost like an art piece without the light when they're not powered on. It's kind of like this void on your wall.
Right.
And so you can decide which panel gets the power. You run that, power up to it. And you can figure out which panel you want to put the control buttons on. So you can turn the power off. You can cycle through different light settings. If you want to switch it to music to where it will react to music. These panels are touch-based, so you can tap certain settings. You can go through and kind of tap to kind of interact with them.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can kind of go through the app and find like, I like a certain color palette, or I want to go in and handpick the hex color and specifically make these that yellow or that neon green or whatever. And you can pick from basically endless colors.
Nice.
It's really cool. And these panels they're big. I put these in my bedroom. I have a 55-inch TV and I mounted the 9 pieces kind of just to the right of it and set them up. And I'll talk a little bit about the other product here later. But this is something that looks really cool. You can control the brightness. You can control the settings. Like if you go in, there's a whole thing in the app of finding user submitted or like a community of uploaded profiles or palettes that people have picked out. Right. And the way they react, if it's like, I'm looking for ones that are, green. They have this really cool feature where you can go in and just type in almost like an AI will look at what you typed and create a palette for you. So if you typed in like tropical vibes or beach day or sunny summer day, like it'll throw up some colors and you can hit refresh and it'll regenerate new colors. So you can just kind of set a vibe for a room. That's
cool. Not have to think like I want this kind of mood, but I don't really know what those colors would be.
And if you just say like fun green, and it'll just pick some different greens and kind of dance through them and play them.
That's cool.
It's pretty sweet. So another cool thing about these is the way these panels connect is you can also connect them to the other shapes, the way the connectors interact. So you're not confined to just the hexagons, but if you have some of those triangles, you can get those and put them on there. It's a really cool, it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, it is.
One of those things where you don't need it, obviously, in a room.
Sure.
My bedroom doesn't need those.
Sure.
But there have been times already that I've just kind of turned the lights on to a color that I want, set the brightness at, like, say, 25 or 30%, and I'm just in there chilling, playing on my phone, but it's different than having a nightlight on.
Nice.
Different from having on, like, a TV or something like that.
Right.
It's really cool. I like them quite a bit. The starter kit you can get for right now. Let me see if I could find it. It's $219.99.
Okay, so for 9 panels.
It's 9 panels. It's limited edition. The normal, if you do the hexagons, there's a starter kit that's 7 panels in white. It's about $169.
Okay.
So you can get expansions. You can get 3 panels. They're going to be about $20 a piece.
Okay.
On average, I think is the price just through Nanoleaf.
Yeah.
If you got a starter kit and you just want to keep expanding, I think that's a good number to keep in mind of like $20 a panel. Okay. Depending on how many you're buying. But it's endless configuration.
Right.
Endless customization.
Right.
And I like the fact that, I have what I have, but if I want to add more to it, I can definitely do that. You can also tie this to, they have a technology in I think it's some kind of a sync. I'll see if I can find it. But it allows you to kind of set a device that says, if you see the lights that kind of go on the back of a television set.
Yeah, sure.
You can set something as kind of like the master source of light. And then your other things can kind of follow that instruction.
It looks like it's a screen mirror.
That's yeah. So the screen mirror is on they have that setting, but then if you set something like, say, I want this to be where I do all my colors, you can say all the other devices kind of follow that lead. So I want this to have the same color palette or to do the same effect, that type of thing.
Okay.
It's really cool. If you have Nanoleaf stuff throughout your room or your house, you can basically tie these all together and change them all at once, I guess is a long way of saying what I was trying to say.
Right.
I really like these. I think they're cool. If you're looking for something to spice up your office, if you're, looking to, you're moving into an apartment or want to just completely change things, these look really cool over the couch. These things look, wherever you want to put them, obviously, it's up to you.
Yeah, for sure. That's the beauty of it. Like with the hexagons and the triangles and the different shapes, you can really, truly just make it whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. And it's compatible with, Android, iPhone. And then you can also, of course, through the mobile app, but you can also use your Google Home and Alexa and just say, hey, whatever, change the colors to magenta, and then it'll switch those. So it's really, really cool.
I like them.
Yeah, that's the Nanoleaf shape hexagons limited edition ultra black.
Okay.
But then you can also find other shapes. You can find triangle and hexagon. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.